The Roast Band Networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from Mayflower and Ridgeway and are a public service to all. Roast Band. Equal access to government matters.
No one's watching. So, hi people watching the VOD. No one watches the VODs. I'm still typing. Hi people watching the VOD. No one. I can actually get people to watch. I'm still typing. Hi people watching the VOD. No one. I can actually get people to watch. I'm just gonna line be like, hi people watching the VOD. Recent county board meeting in the future of the county. All right, give me a link. Hi everyone watching the VOD. If you're watching the VOD, DM me on Discord TVB326. If you're watching the VOD, DM me on Discord TVB326. Oh. And it's already fucking looping. Bing. Bing.
What if I include my mic? Will it continue? What if I include my mic? Will it continue? What if I include my mic?
I don't know.
What if I include my mic?
I don't know.
What if I include my mic?
I do have one watching.
What if I include my mic?
I do have one watching.
What if I include my mic?
I do have one watching.
What if I include my mic?
I do have one watching.
What if I include my mic?
I do have one watching. Oh my god, it keeps looping.
I do have
We need
one
Stan.
watching.
You're shit. I'm sorry. We need Stan. 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 You're shit. I'm sorry. Dude, stop it from looping. It's still looping.
What's the looping? The audio?
My audio just kept on going. Stan is still. Oh, it's Stan is still. Stan is still. No, we just can't hear it at all. Oh wait, never mind. Okay. 2 people watching. No, it is not looping for now. Alright, fuck, no one's watching this shit. Hey! Oh, jeez. This is a mess. What's up, guys? I don't think so, no. Oh, fuck. I know no one's watching. I didn't even publish the message that says, hey guys, we're streaming. Let me ping at mspan viewer. What? Where? Oh my god!
We shut down.
Alright. It's up. Hey, lock in. No one's gonna watch the VOD, I promise. No. No one's watching. Me and Phil. Alright. Hello,
Oh,
LSPN viewers. We're starting.
Question, does
Alright.
Navy James work here?
I don't know.
Because I arrested him yesterday.
Alright. All right. Hello, M-Fan viewers. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of our Q&A series. We have on once more Warlock JKL.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
And also we have Director of Emergency
The emergency management
County
director.
the County Emergency Director, Mr. High Blue, who he's not using mic, and so I'm just gonna dictate whatever he says, but in a voice that criticizes him because he doesn't use a microphone. Isn't that right, Mr. High Blue? Yes. Okay. So, hell yeah. So, Warlock, could you just give us a rundown of what was passed today? During by the
Yeah.
way, viewers, we just had a county board meeting. It went on pretty long. The security was god awful. I got shot 5 times. That's not
That tends to
opinion.
happen. So,
How do they know?
today the county board passed multiple ordinances, nominations, and also decided to fail certain resolutions and other ordinances. It was a kind of balanced mix of everything. Is there anything you'd like me to start on? Nominations, ordinances, resolutions, anything specific?
Probably most importantly, in my opinion, probably the fire chief is probably one of the more.
Okay. So Arvada's nomination was a very interesting process to get passed. Certain members of the board, for whatever reason, thought that I didn't want Arvada as fire chief and that I was forced to nominate him. And so they failed my nomination. That was kind of silly.
Did they fail it for you?
They thought, yeah, they kind of failed it for me, but it passed.
Okay.
After a revote. It was a unanimous decision of the board, of those who were there. I won't say it was unanimous of all members because I can't speak for Acero, Stanley, and whomever. Arvada is from OG. He was the assistant chief of the fire department in the original Mayflower, as well as he is a search and rescue sergeant in the real state of Colorado, and he has emergency medical experience. So using his real life experience and his Roblox experience, he's planning to fix the fire department in ways that bring it sort of back in line with OG, but also with its kind of new spin to kind of make sure things don't change too much from what it currently is. Because obviously, you know, there's a lot of people who are going to have positions change. There's going to be some reform and restructure. But it's all necessary. They're going to get rid of certain divisions that may not be as suitable for the department, and he's going to fix up the department and make it better than it was, yeah. I would say.
Another thing about Arvada, I actually know him pretty well. He's actually in the process of becoming like an actual like firefighter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So right now he's just a search and rescue, but he's in the process of getting like his actual certifications and everything. So yes. I mean, he's extremely qualified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a shock to me as well that he even accepted the nomination. At first, he was hesitant, but he has a lot of people in the department who are willing to support him, who are in high and low places in the department. So he has a lot of people in his corner who will be willing to help him when he's, you know, out doing his search and rescue duties in real life. Yeah. He's also got a lot of competent people in his command. You know, we have obviously the current command members, Chrissy, Redneck, Arthur, and Whitman. They're all very capable individuals within the department, and I'm confident that they will help him in this transition period. And I am very certain that the people of the department are more than happy to back him and help him during this period. Currently, he is out on a training exercise, so hopefully he'll be able to be confirmed, or be sworn in on maybe Monday. But as of right now, he is out training to help save lives because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And as much as some people have concerns, maybe he's not going to be as active enough. When he is not on training exercises, he's usually on multiple times per week, more than other people have been. And he is one of the most outspoken members of the department. He is not unwilling to make his opinions known. And while some people may not like that, I think having someone who can kind of stand up for himself and make change without having to really be scared of, oh, maybe these people won't like this. Well, if it's a necessary change, you shouldn't be scared of change. We need change. So why should we keep things the same if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that is going to be a catalyst of this new administration in the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Do we have anyone else that was?
Yeah, so we had 4 nominations passed today. Zeusimus Luki 99 was passed as the county clerk. So Zeus, I helped Zeus become a clerk in the beginning of our term. So around September, he was an assistant clerk, and he's really been putting in the effort to attend sessions when he can, update the Trellos. Being a clerk is not a very difficult job, but he does it well. And so with the resignation of who was it?
Yeah.
No, it's been so long since we this nomination's been on the docket for weeks, so it's
Did
been
you
a
guys not have a
bit.
clerk?
When we had a clerk in the beginning, it was Abby Labs. Abby Labs was our clerk until probably a few months ago. She left in December. She left in December, and so we haven't had a full-fledged clerk for a while now. And so we finally have a clerk who can, do the job that we need. While it's more of a ceremonial position, given the fact that we have assistant clerks and deputy clerks who can also do the same job as the clerk, it's more of a boost of maybe it helps operate and run the county clerk's office and make sure that things are running smoothly, that now they have a leader to direct them. And I think that's what we needed. Now I think the clerks will be more active. We might see more new clerks come in, as the county clerk can hire assistant clerks as needed. So we might see some new assistant clerks come in. Might see some efforts with help from the Office of Public Services to offer these employment opportunities to people to find the ability to become clerks. As I know some people have asked me, hey, can I be a clerk? Can I be the clerk? And so there's some interest from people in the community to maybe become a assistant clerk, and we can use that as sort of employment to help people who may need a job reference or a way to help them kind of push to become a reformed citizen. It's a great thing to give people opportunities, even if they aren't prominent members of the community, like like Yank Aldo, or at the time Chomsky. It's finding people who can do the job but may not be as well known. Yeah. Obviously we have Mr. High Blue here.
Yeah, I wanted to start including him, but it's gotta be awkward for him to be here.
Yeah.
So could you just explain what you do here?
Hey, High Blue, just a reminder, you don't do anything really in game, so don't go advertising that you drive around in Eldorado 4x4s like an OG. You don't really do that.
What's your role within the county?
Safeguard lives, property, and well-being of the residents of the county during times of crisis or disasters. I manage all that.
I think you spelled disasters wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think he spelled it right. Yes.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make him feel bad.
If you'd like, I can sort of explain the Office of Emergency Management if you'd like, or I
Yeah,
can let
sure,
High
sure.
Blue. So the Office of Emergency Management initially, we started this effort back in what? Yeah, sometime in 2023, late 2023, maybe around November. I contacted the civil defense, Mayflower Civil Defense. There was a small group of people who, back in the day, kind of wanted to rebuild the civil defense force, and I contacted them and I said, "Hey, do you guys want to become an actual office under the county?" And we kind of spiraled from there. High Blue really was influential in making this happen. He wrote most of the text in the ordinance. I gave him the opportunity to kind of make it how he deemed fit. He also had more of a structure. So I, as many do, let him shadow write the ordinance, and that was, helpful for me because it allowed me to focus on charter amendments and managing the county. Because at the time I was the chair, and around then also I became the county executive, so I needed the time to really put towards that. And the Office of Emergency Management will help coordinate the chaos from our, departments during, county emergencies, state of emergencies. They'll create disaster plans. So if there are mass, there are such as a mass incident where maybe there's a ton of fire department calls, the OEM can establish procedures to help kind of manage that. A lot of coordination with the transit director, the county sheriff, and the fire chief, as well as there will be coordination with the governor's office. I have extended the Office of Emergency Management to him, and I allow him to use it because it's a valuable resource for the county and for the state. Initially, there was a thing called the Crisis Committee in the governor's office that has since been kind of dissolved. So this kind of brings that back in a way, while also really having more planning and coordination efforts being the hindsight focus. The OEM also will do a lot of drills and training. So they'll train people in things such as scene management, how to deal with things such as what we've been having lately is a lot of holds. So buildings are being held by criminals, and what we see a lot of people doing is they create kind of pseudo perimeters, but really it's just car pileups, and then they just bum rush the building and they die. And what that ends up happening is you just have a lot of chaos, and it creates issues. So then creating proper scene command procedures, training these things, so that then we can respond to emergencies successfully. We can respond to events properly and really bring back the coordination of our emergency services and our transportation services. Yeah, bring back the realism. Because also this can help with certain things like, how we have snow right now. You could say that is an emergency. We have so much snow. Well, why isn't that? And so we can bring in some role play scenarios where maybe TA, does some road closures or helps clear roads in role play-esque ways that they do, and it brings in sort of a procedure for them, or the OEM can issue directives if I were to, the Samaritans taken too seriously. Exactly. They're all just good Samaritans who want to help people and help the county. And I think it's going to be an interesting process to see this department, or, well, I shouldn't say department, but office, become a real thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So.
Is there any other nominations or anything?
Yeah, we had one more, and that was Yank Aldo is now the director of the Office of Public Services. So the Office of Public Services was an ordinance written by James M.H. Hamilton, and I sort of pitched the idea to him but the Office of Public Services serves as a essentially the duties of the office are to establish employment programs for the private and public sector, to establish employment program regulations. So the county will establish its own employment programs to help civilians who are legal become, employed, maybe in private business or in the public sector. So maybe finding employment with, like, for example, LPD explorers. PPD is also thinking of establishing a explorer program, so helping people find ways into those programs. Establishing criminal reform programs and regulating them. So what that can be is, for example, maybe we establish a New Haven County taxi service. I know that there is some taxi services through the Department of State, but we can create our own and let criminals be taxi drivers. And what they can do is then use that as a way to get their 15 days and rehabilitate themselves. Right, exactly as High Blue said. So it's ways to counsel criminals and so it's counseling programs as well. So they'll establish counseling programs, and that will be sort of ways to help them stay on track. So criminal reform programs help them, get into the criminal reform, and then the counseling helps them kind of stay in it and stay with not being a criminal. Because what we have is a lot of people attempt to get these expungements, but they don't know how, or they don't have the means to get one because they are either too far deep in their criminal career that they don't have the assistance that they need to get reformed. And that ultimately leads us to have, this situation where, as you can see, the county, it's all just shooters. You don't have peace. It's just chaos every single day. So it adds a means for people who want to not be criminals but are criminals to reform themselves. It establishes a branch to employment. While we have these employment counselors, these employment aides, who are counseling these people who aren't criminals. Maybe it's just a law-abiding citizen who doesn't know that the Department of State has these employment opportunities. And what the Office of Public Services can do is act as a referral program and say, hey, here's all these job positions in the Lander Regional Taxi Association, for example. They have job openings and they want people. Or maybe McDougal opens positions and they want to, hire, but people don't know. It's all this, and it helps get people into that place where they can go back to normal, be a legal citizen, have fun like that. We're also bringing back the OG Relief Fund. And so we're trying to figure out how to do that. I know in OG they had it where you could be a donor, and what the donor is donors can donate to the financial aid fund. We can also pull out of our own funds, being the people in the Office of Public Services can donate their funds and their banks to helping people. I mean, obviously we would create strict guidelines to what you can use those for, being, buying cars. So you can get, if you, for whatever reason, don't have the money to buy a car, you can buy a car. If you need, something, it's very, or it's like for housing. If you want to buy a house, they can help you. If you're in a pinch, like you don't have enough money and you're about to lose it. It's stuff like that. And then also just kind of working with businesses to make things more affordable. Obviously, local businesses, they may or may not line up with pricing that kind of ranges with what the game has. So how like flashlights are cheap. They're like $5-10. So what if, Bellcat Cafe sells something really expensive and it's like $50? Well, we can kind of talk to them and kind of make things more affordable. I mean, obviously we can't force them because, it's their business, but it's finding ways to maybe add more affordable options for players who want to involve themselves in that role play. And still have fun with it. And so it's all sorts of things to help, benefit the game. And I think a lot of these offices that we've established will do some good. We'll see more coordination with our emergencies, but also see more coordination with helping people. I think a lot of people deserve a second chance or help with just doing things. Hopefully we can, coordinate with the pardon office in the governor's office, and also coordinate with DOJ. Yank Aldo is a state attorney, and he can sign off on these things. So if someone wants to get an expungement and they go through the program, he can just sign it off and say, hey, they can get expunged, and start that process. So it really helps to have him as director. And I think he contacted me and a lot of people. A lot of people have kind of pushed for Yank Aldo to take that position. He also himself really wanted to. Sorry, I got DM'd by Eagle Eye because I asked him for something. So, sorry. I think that's a good thing. I think we're making change in the county, and it really is. It's really a good thing. Yeah. So, any questions about like the ordinance that were passed?
Yeah. What ordinances were passed? I know
So
that one was failed, right?
yeah, so they failed the. I don't know enough about this ordinance to really say much. There were two that failed. One was CO 139, which repealed the county commissioner's ordinance. So the county commissioner's ordinance, it sounds like an attempt to repeal the county commission, but it's not. The county commissioner's ordinance gives the fire chief, the transit director, the sheriff, the ability to preside over sessions when the vice chair or chair are not available, which the reason that I want to repeal it is they aren't voting members of the board, yet they're given a position that is technically a voting position. Yeah. So it violates the charter by giving people who can vote, but also people who, it's people who can't vote the power to vote. It violates the charter, but they didn't pass it. I'll talk to them. I think it's partially just because it's old. Either way, it's okay. I'm not too pressed about it. They failed another ordinance, which it's a ordinance that I think honestly should never have been written. It's an ordinance that really should have been managed by the states. I don't even know what it really does. It's alternative means for prosecution of violations of the county code. So yeah, it pretty much just it's weird. It probably should have been made by the state government, but that's not for me to decide. We did pass some regulations to firearm offenses. So what the firearms offense ordinance does is it increases the offenses, so the amount of money and time in jail for certain firearm offenses. So for example, if you brandish a firearm in West Point, you will now get a $200 fine or 13 minutes in jail. Brandish a firearm in city limits, it's a 13-minute offense and a $200 fine. 8 minutes if you do it in an area of natural beauty, or a $180 fine. If you discharge a firearm in city limits, it's $270 or 13 minutes. If you discharge it within Lander, it's $300. If you discharge it in Plymouth, it's $270. And the reason being is Lander is a more populated area, so it's more dangerous to do so, but you get 20 minutes if you do it in Lander versus in Plymouth. It's very much just a way to combat the crime wave that has really been targeting Oh, okay. So brandishing a firearm in city limits, which is Plymouth, and did they do that also for? Okay, never mind. Wait, that's so weird. Okay, the ordinance is weird. We can pull it up later, maybe. But basically, it increases and changes the offenses for discharging and brandishing a firearm in city limits, in county limits, within an area of natural beauty. It makes it so that then we are more safe. It makes it more of a punishing thing. Because currently in our county code, if you brandish a firearm, it's just 5 minutes if you're within an area of natural beauty. And if you do it within West Point, it's 10 minutes. If you do it within city limits, it's 10 minutes. And it's all just a $150 fine. So there's not much of a punishment, I would say. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's like it's like 7 paychecks. And then maybe you just take a 10-minute, like you can make a sandwich and then you're back in it and you can commit more crimes. Right?
Is that what you do when you get arrested?
I've never been arrested, but I think if I was arrested, I probably would make myself lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever.
Depending on what time it is.
Depending on what time it is, yeah, I would probably make myself food or get a snack or something and then go right back to it, I think. But, it's how we make it more of a punishing thing. Yeah. Hell, even go to the bathroom.
Like what the fuck?
Well, you can sit on your phone. You can sit on your phone for a little bit. Now,
Also, I just have to interrupt you for a second. For our sports fans, Ravens versus Texans just started. We'll keep you guys updated with the score of that game.
all right. Yeah, and then our final ordinance that they passed was CO151, which is an ordinance to mandate the reporting of violent crimes. So CO151 basically forces the New Haven County Sheriff's Office, New Haven County Transit Authority, the Fire Department, Lander Police Department, and PPD to report criminal offenses to the District Attorney's Office. So basically what that means is for example, let's say you're in NHCSO and you commit an offense of obstruction of justice for whatever reason. Maybe you're a cop and you obstruct justice in some way, or you're a department head and you conceal evidence to protect your friend or something like that. Just something like that. Just committing an offense. It is mandatory to report it, though there are exemptions. I don't fully understand the exemptions just yet. I haven't fully read this ordinance. As the county executive, I don't really run the legislative branch, so it's really up to me to read them and choose if I sign them or not. And that kind of gives me the opportunity to really go deep dive into these ordinances.
So do you have a veto ability?
I do have the veto ability. Yes, I can veto certain ordinances. I know that if I were the county executive when the brandishing a bladed or blunt weapon ordinance became a thing, I think I would be getting like spam DM'd by a bunch of criminals saying, "Don't pass this, veto it." But that didn't happen. I wasn't the county executive during that time. That was Nerf, and Nerf did not sign that ordinance. He just kind of let it automatically become law, which can happen. A lot of ordinances under Orange, that was the case, but. Yes, so I can veto ordinances. So yeah, any questions, comments, anything?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone in chat, if anyone's watching this, if anyone in chat has any questions, if anyone back here.
Yeah. I mean, there's also one other ordinance, but I can go into that a little later. It's a bit more. It's a little different and kind of confusing. It's an emergency ordinance to combat the recent crime wave. Yes, Mr. SPU. Hi. What's your question? Why is the fine so high? Well, you see, for just brandishing. So for brandishing, the fine is let me see, because it's not, if you brandish a firearm it is a $200 fine. So it's $50. But if you're not, yeah, it's in line with a lot of other offenses that we have. The discharging offenses are 200. So what we're doing is, making it more of a crime to brandish a firearm, and that ultimately is up to the officer to depend on the severity. So if you are reloading, and you shoot, if you're reloading, I don't think an officer will arrest you. But if you're just pointing a gun around and harassing people and becoming a danger to the public, I think that they would reasonably fine you or arrest you for it. And
Sorry, that was
yeah,
weird. I don't know what that was.
that was Stanley.
Oh.
Yeah, so really it's making offenses more in line with other offenses on the county code, but also making it more strict, because what we're seeing right now is, in Lander yesterday, there were holds. The entire block that was LCP, Cube, and Lander Hospital was held, along with the Letty building. Yeah. And so we're seeing all these firearm offenses. And what we want to do is cut down on those types of crimes. We want to cut down on crime, and we want to really make it more strict. Because what we're seeing is $150 fine. You can make that back in 14 minutes. A 10-minute arrest, it's, you can, again, take a lunch break, and then you're back. It's making it so that then there's more of an incentive to not commit crimes. Well, it's annoying for cops, but it's also annoying for the legal citizens who are trying to just play the game. Maybe they want to drive around, maybe they want to explore the map, and then they get shot because, whatever. Yeah, if you're legal, why let people harass you? Exactly. And so what we're trying to do is bring order back to the game, and we're slowly doing that by passing these ordinances. Yeah, no problem.
Any other questions, Stanley?
I'm brushing my teeth right now.
Okay. A0IM, you seem to really want to butt into the stream. What the
Oh,
fuck
boy.
do you want?
Oh boy, Aim's here. He's probably gonna ask me for something. Hi, Aim. How are you?
Dan, shut
You have a
up.
question, Aim? How do I feel making it? That's not something I can regulate, ultimately. That's hello, Bellerance. That is that's a state issue for me. I think that's I think that's really regulated by the PSA 8. So I don't think I can really tell you that we can do anything. Sorry. I know you're a county commissioner and you want to do something about it, but you can't because it's state law. Of course, yes, because you read into everything, yes. Just, I wouldn't touch it, but if we could, I would try. I think it would be a good thing to let people kind of not be as penalized for small criminal offenses when they're just making a traffic crime. Like, if you can't get a job because you forgot to
How long did I brush
signal,
my teeth?
Dan, shut
Huh?
the hell up.
How long
I
did I brush my
imagine.
teeth?
Oh my God, Stanley. Yeah, but no, imagine you just like forget to turn on your signal when you're at a stop sign, and then all of a sudden you can't get a job because of it. Yeah, that's annoying and a pain in the ass. But ultimately, that's up to the state government to regulate. So, anyways, I think is that your only question, Aim, or do you want to have a discussion about this? No problem, Commissioner Aim. Thank you.
Oh, he's going the wrong way.
I think he went somewhere.
Okay.
Sound is not around him.
Walls. Do you have any other questions? If not, I think we can wrap this up. Hopefully, you haven't taken up too much of your time. I know you're gonna hang out with
No.
friends.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, we have one. I mean, there's also an emergency ordinance that we have that Andy proposed, which allows certain administrative officers to issue search warrants. I believe. I think it's like a ordinance. It's an emergency ordinance that's active for 51 days that allows me to appoint 3 people, I believe, to issue search warrants. I don't know. I think they're like on. I don't know. It's a weird ordinance. I think it might get taken out by the state government. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I have to read over it. I didn't get to sign it. It's an emergency ordinance, which means it bypasses my signature. So I have to just kind of go with it.
Gotcha.
Aim, if you could quickly in DMs describe that law to me so that I don't have to read it, that'd be very helpful if you're listening.
What's been going on with like the Senate? I have not heard from the Senate in a while. What are they doing recently?
That
I know you don't know Senate.
the Senate is. I think the Senate is in. Well, the Senate only meets when they have things on the docket. They are right now. They cleared their docket out, I believe, last week. I want to say, or the previous weekend. They cleared out their docket. So right now they're just in recess until they get more things on their docket. They've been really pushing for more ordinances. Mostly it's nominations, but they've also been pushing some not ordinances, but bills. I mean.
Yeah.
I'm pushing some bills. I don't really know. I haven't been keeping up with the Senate. I've been more focused on dealing with the fire department and hopefully getting these new offices established as well as all my other functions. I've been I've also been busy with the Sheriff's Office Academy because I'm in the Sheriff's Office. So I can't really comment too much on the Senate, but if I had more to say about them, I would.
Stan, do you remember our Senate streams?
Yeah.
Those were so good.
Uh-huh.
And me and Clerk, it's just the worst camera angles ever.
So good.
Sorry, reminiscing on our old M-Span Senate streams. Good times.
I actually have a question.
Warlock,
May
you
I
have another
ask?
question?
Yeah. What's up?
What's your favorite type of soup?
Chicken noodle soup.
Why?
A lot of good memories, and it's a very wholesome and hearty soup. I think it's.
I just want to say a soup that is very most commonly slept on is tomato
Moist.
soup. Oh, shut the hell up! Tomato soup with grilled cheese is absolutely fantastic.
That is. I can't complain whenever we have that.
I mean, you dip it in
Yeah.
there, and it's just so good.
I never had it.
We have a question from the
Audience?
audience. Mr. What the hell is this channel is asking, why is the sheriff's office so big? That's because original Sheriff Tom had the biggest boner ever, and he just could not fit it in the old.
I can answer this question.
You actually have an answer for it?
Yes, I do. So the answer is very simple, actually. The original Mayflower, the county sheriff's office had a different funding ordinance. This gave them a budget of 150. And then it also allowed them to hire 50 people to become correctional officers. So that gave a total of 200 employees. And so I passed a county funding ordinance, or I pushed a county funding ordinance, which really, how it works is it gives them a 200 member budget, but by law, they are required to allocate 50 of that to correctional officers and 150 to deputies. Mm-hmm. So, it's really in line with what happened in OG. It's just 2 separate budgets now, so that then they can budget accordingly. If they don't want to have a ton of correctional officers, then we can lower their correctional officer budget. If they want to have more deputies but not more correctional officers, we can give them more deputies and less correctional officers. So, we've kept everything in line with OG. They haven't had any changes to their budget. It's just the same as it always has been. It's just they did a huge hiring wave. They hired probably around 60 people into the department, possibly. They hired a ton of correctional officers and a ton of deputies. They hired, I believe, 38 deputies, I want to say. And I don't know how many.
No, he didn't.
Shut up, Grandma. Stay in your place and stream.
Grandma, you're fucking stupid, dude. He did not. He said it's gotten so big though because this game is smaller that I've seen them standing idly at SOHQ. Where's the question, dumbass?
I think it's a statement.
Fucking
We
dweeb.
are. I am talking to the sheriff to address that issue of them going 10-7 or going AFK or just mingling at the, at the sheriff's office HQ. I am talking to the sheriff just to kind of find a small solution so that then we don't have 5-10 deputies just sitting there, but ultimately it's not a huge issue as much as it's being portrayed as, because obviously there are correctional officers and sheriff deputies can also do custodial duties. We're all certified to do custodial duties, which means we can kind of patrol the headquarters and or the when will you be no, I will not be outlying the transit authority. I very much like the transit authority.
I don't think they do anything.
I mean, they do things, but I mean,
Yeah, okay.
they drive buses. They help.
Oh my
flip
God.
cars. Stanley, what?
They drive buses?
Holy crap!
I
Yeah, they do.
remember,
It's crazy.
I used to be a CO in the original Mayflower, and I got in trouble because I hated being a CO because like all I could do was just watch prisoners, and you could go on ride-alongs where they'd give you a gun and everything. And so I got in trouble because I would sit at the SO spawn and wait for sheriff's deputies to join the game, and I'd fucking beg them. I'd beg them to be like, "Please take me on a ride-along. Please take me on a ride-along," and I got in trouble.
Yeah, that tends to happen. What about the UCR? The UCR is a dev-run department. It's not even really a department. It's just It's only developers.
It's just developers playing with toys.
Yeah, it's developers playing with trains. They're like Sheldon Cooper. They like trains, and they will obsess over trains.
Wait, from Young Sheldon? What's your favorite Young Sheldon episode, Warlock? I'm
I
curious.
don't watch that show. My parents used to force me to watch The Big Bang Theory because we would like hang at that, and it's just I remember that he liked trains.
Well, do you use TikTok?
Huh?
Do you use TikTok?
No, I do not watch TikTok.
Instagram Reels?
I don't want to talk about it.
Are you on
No.
Google Giggles?
YouTube Shorts?
Google Giggles.
I don't want to talk about it, Stanley. I hate that the algorithm just floods you with the Young Sheldon. It's not my
Yeah, exactly. What's your favorite Young Sheldon clip?
I like no. My favorite Young Sheldon clip is Mr. Cooper, you're late. I know I'm late. My training wheels broke. Training wheels? Yes, Derek. I have training wheels like a child. I also have a job like an adult. I'm a very complicated young man. Complicated is one way to say it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Warlock, we'll let you go. You have to go in like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So...
well, we'll see how long it takes them to drive here. But yeah, no. It was a pleasure to be on your show.
For our viewers, Warlock is gonna go get fucking blackout drunk.
I wish.
Yeah, he's just
it
gonna
was,
get super crossed. He's gonna be hitting blinkers. That's how he actually how he writes all of his ordinances. He hits 3 blinkers, and then just
dude, I get absolutely baked on weed brownies, and then just get cooking. I cook. You know, it's
I work at a pool. We had to take someone's brownies once because they tried to bring food in. We had to take someone's brownies, and then we were like, we should eat these for lunch. We should eat these for lunch.
Aim, I'm like, joking. I'm joking, Aim. That's not a real statement. A county commissioner just DM'd me saying, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Dude, we're gonna get in trouble with fucking DOS now.
What?
I don't think Stan, of course it's on video. It's fucking live. I don't think we've had a single Q&A stream that doesn't result in DOS being on our ass. I think it was extra bad when we had the was it? Oh, what was
Sexual
the crime?
assault.
Yeah, sexual assault.
You had
Hi,
sexual
Blue. If
assault.
you want to take over the Q&A, feel free.
Wait. Can I sing a song first?
Yeah.
Well, okay. This was inspired by ZCAC, my favorite Chief Justice. So, and it's based off of the Home Alone song. So, are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Nah, nah, nah.
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, so Stan is actually from a African tribe in which that is the language. For those that don't know, Stan's real name is just a quick
Okay, I
heads up.
think you're about. I think you're about to get fired here, bud.
No, I'm being completely truthful. I'm telling you, Stanley Labson's real name is. I don't know if that's picking up over the mic.
I sure as hell hope not. All right. Well, anyways, I have to head out. It was a pleasure.
Everyone. Wait, are y'all voting for Donnie J this year?
What?
We have a question from a viewer. Are y'all voting for Donnie J this year?
Donnie J. Mayhaps.
Can you vote?
Yes, I
Sorry,
can vote.
don't answer
Yes,
that.
I can vote. Okay. Anyways, it was fun. I will be heading out now.
All right. Put it on me. Put it on me. Put it on me. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast having you all. It's been a blast. I don't know. So yeah, this has been a for how shitty Mr. Wannabe Grandma is at streaming. This went pretty well. I just saw Matthew's hat. I really like it. Pluh. Can we get a zoom in on his hat? Pluh, pluh, pluh. Oh, Bellarins, that's funny. You're actually trespassed. Also, MPBS literally doesn't even do Q&A. They're literally worse. We literally M-Span is so much better than it. Like, just be honest. Oh, okay, we gotta go. Evacuate! We're gonna evacuate. Stay on, stay on. Stay on, just follow me. We're gonna evacuate from the building now, folks. Oh fuck. Okay, we're gonna be running away. Oh fuck. Keep me on, keep me on. So what? We can make it a podcast. All right, just a quick heads up for our viewers. He was detained and arrested. So all is well. I need you to run right back to me, baby. All right, are we still on? Oh, oopsie daisy. Thanks for watching, guys. It's gonna be for today. Really good stream, I think, for the resource that we have and the people that are operating. You know, you don't expect an autistic kid to do well, so the fact that he did subpar is still impressive. Really? How autistic are you? Gotcha.